Welcome to our channel, Football of Football. This is the channel for you if you want topical issues on football, the sport we love so much. In this post, we will be talking about Manchester United and the uncertainties surrounding Erik ten Hag, who against all odds has just won the FA Cup. Manchester United, a club once accustomed to winning the league under Sir Alex Ferguson, now finds itself grappling with an unfamiliar foe uncertainty. At the heart of this storm sits the Ineos Group's Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Erik ten Hag, the Dutchman tasked with reviving the sleeping giant that is Man U. Yet, as the season reaches its climax and the celebrations of the FA Cup win start to subside, the whispers of discontent coming from Old Trafford refuse to go away. The question on everyone's lips is, Ten Hag's time already up?
Appointed in April 2022, his first season started with the pre-season tour of Asia and Australia and offered a glimpse of his tactical vision. The early league results, however, were a mixed bag. Victory against Liverpool ignited hope, only to be extinguished by a humiliating defeat at Brentford, and the inconsistency continued throughout the first half of the season. Impressive wins against Arsenal and Tottenham were offset by disappointing losses to Brighton and Aston Villa. The FA Cup ended in bitter disappointment with a shock third-round exit to Middlesbrough. The second half of the season saw improvement, with United mounting a late surge for a top-4 finish. However, the early season inconsistencies had left them playing catch-up, and they fell short of Champions League qualification. Despite the lack of silverware, there were glimpses of progress under Ten Hag.
The weight of history hangs heavy over Old Trafford. Since Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement, Manchester United have cycled through a succession of managers, starting with David Moyes, heralded as the chosen one, only to last 10 months in post. Ten Hag's record invites inevitable comparisons with his predecessors. In terms of points per game ratio, his win percentage at 57.5% is third behind Jose Mourinho's, who sits second behind Sir Alex. It is, however, his performance in the 23-24 season that appears to be raising eyebrows. In that season, in which Man U finished a whooping 8th place, they lost 14 of the 38 games, with some noticeable losses to Crystal Palace, Fulham, West Ham, and Bournemouth. Oh, they also finished with a negative goal difference, which is unknown for the modern-day United. Stats alone will, however, not tell the whole story, with Ten Hag insisting he is the right manager for the job and pointing to the levels of injuries his team suffered in the year as reason for the slump in performance. Some analysts, however, disagree and feel the resources at their disposal, with a team valued at over £1 billion, should have achieved more. The question therefore remains, can he succeed where others have failed, and will he be given the chance? Sir Jim Ratcliffe, now in charge of footballing matters at Man U, is seen in the world of sports and business as a no-nonsense man. You do not make billions by being nice and sentimental. From what I have heard, that man does not mess around. The expectation is that his decision on Ten Hag's future will be driven by a complex calculus of on-field performance, financial implications, and fan pressure. The FA Cup win, although creating a stay of execution, will not be the main deciding factor. Some news outlets, for instance Sky and The Guardian, actually reporting that Ten Hag would be sacked irrespective of the outcome. Sacking Ten Hag would, however, represent a significant financial outlay. His contract would require a substantial payout, adding to the already hefty sum spent on managerial changes since Ferguson's departure. Furthermore, a new manager would likely demand significant funds for squad reinforcements. It is almost laughable that a team valued at over £1 billion is not good enough. But that is always the case with new managers. Different style of play needs different players. The Glazers, already facing criticism for their perceived lack of investment, leaking roof, leaking defense, will be wary of further fan backlash. The financial implications of a managerial change extend beyond mere compensation and transfer budgets. Ultimately, whoever is calling the shots faces a delicate balancing act. The Stretford End, the beating heart of Old Trafford, has witnessed its fair share of triumphs and tribulations. The fans, desperate for a return to the glory days, were willing to give the Dutchman time and space to implement his vision. The cautious optimism of the early days is, however, fast waning, resulting in division amongst the fans. Keep him or sack him. The Sack Him Brigade, cousins of the Pawn Sandwich Brigade, appear to be winning. They look across the road at the noisy neighbors and the success of the Blue Half. They also look at their old foes at Anfield and the recent success that has been achieved. They see the progress Arsenal are making under Arteta and wonder what the next step should be so that they are not left behind. A decision has to be made. Back him or sack him. Depending on the decision, the summer transfer window will represent a pivotal period for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag. The Dutchman, who is as reported by Sky Sports and other media outlets, is now on holidays, believes he needs to be given the tools to continue the project. This means identifying and acquiring players who fit his tactical philosophy. One of Ten Hag's primary tasks will be to address the lack of creativity and goal-scoring threat in midfield. Bruno Fernandes, while capable of moments of brilliance, has often struggled for consistency. Defensively, there are also question marks. Harry Maguire has struggled to live up to his hefty price tag and was being pushed out of the club before he appeared to have a turnaround in performance and fortunes. Ten Hag must therefore decide whether to persist with Maguire or seek a more mobile, ball-playing centre-back. The full-back positions also require attention. Luke Shaw is injury-prone, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka is arguably not good enough. Ten Hag's ability to operate effectively in the transfer market, which has so far been patchy, having spent a staggering £400 million resulting in purchases of Antony, Mason Mount, etc., will be crucial to his long-term success. Despite the challenges, there are compelling reasons for Manchester United to exercise patience and provide Erik ten Hag with the time and resources he needs. The Dutchman has shown enough glimpses of his potential to warrant continued faith. He inherited a squad lacking in confidence and direction. The rebuilding process was never going to be quick or straightforward. The recent victory against Manchester City could suggest that with right tools, improvement in squad depth, and better luck with injuries, United are capable of competing with the best teams. Ten Hag has also shown a willingness to give youth a chance. The emergence of Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo has injected excitement and optimism into the fan base. Granting Ten Hag time and resources is not a guarantee of success, but it is the most sensible course of action. Knee-jerk reactions and a revolving door of managers have only hindered the club's progress. The temptation to hit the reset button, to wipe the slate clean and start afresh with a new manager is a powerful one. The allure of a new regime with its promise of fresh ideas and renewed optimism can be difficult to resist. For Manchester United, the prospect of a new manager might offer several potential benefits. A high-profile appointment could provide an immediate boost to the club's morale. A new voice in the dressing room could be the catalyst for a much-needed upturn in form. A new manager would bring a fresh perspective to the squad. A change of system or coaching style can work wonders for a player's confidence and form. A new manager would arrive with a clean slate, free from the scrutiny and pressure. This freedom, coupled with the financial resources at their disposal, could be a potent combination. However, it's important to remember that there are no guarantees in football. As the curtain draws on another turbulent season, Manchester United find themselves at a crossroads. The decision facing Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazer family, whether to persevere with Erik ten Hag or to roll the dice once more, is significant. The arguments for and against Ten Hag's continued tenure are finely balanced. On the one hand, he has shown glimpses of his tactical acumen and commitment to youth development. On the other hand, the inconsistencies remain. The Glazers and Sir Jim must weigh the potential benefits of continuity against the allure of a clean slate. They must decide whether Ten Hag, given time and resources, can restore Manchester United to their former glories. The decision is further complicated by the financial implications. The Glazers must also consider the impact of their decision on the club's global brand and their relationship with the fan base. The Manchester United hot seat has claimed many high-profile casualties in the post-Ferguson era. Erik ten Hag now finds himself facing a defining moment in his tenure. The decision, whether to grant him more time or to cut their losses, will have far-reaching consequences. It's a decision that requires careful consideration, a delicate balancing act between ambition and pragmatism. Ten Hag needs to convince the board, the fans, and himself that he is the right man to lead Manchester United back to the summit. In his words after the FA Cup win, if he is sacked, he will go and win cups elsewhere. Fighting talk. He needs to articulate a clear vision for the future. For Manchester United, the path ahead is fraught with uncertainty. The club stands at a crossroads, caught between the ghosts of its glorious past and the challenges of a fiercely competitive present. The decision regarding Ten Hag's future will shape the destiny of Manchester United for years to come. In the meantime, waiting in wings are Mauricio Pochettino, Thomas Tuchel, Thomas Frank, Roberto De Zerbi, and Gareth Southgate, who appears to be favored by the Ineos group. Whether any of these will replace Ten Hag remains to be seen. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel for regular updates.